Hey, it's Big G and welcome back to my channel. I was in the middle of recording another video for you guys and I came across the incredible story of Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha himself at age 90 years old, buying gold. Gold. This is incredible news, guys, because Warren Buffett has bashed gold for decades as not a viable investment and has derided it for 6 decades, and now he's investing in gold after dumping airline stocks and banking stocks, including JP Morgan Chase and Goldman Sachs. Why should you care about this? I mean, this is huge. One of the biggest investors in the United States has done a 180 and is investing in gold under his company Berkshire Hathaway. So why should you care about this? Like, why for your money? Because gold is a very controversial investment, and now a lot of elites are investing in gold, and as the saying goes, watch their actions rather than what they say in the media. This is incredible because if you monitor this and you monitor gold, you could really understand what gold is as an investment, and if you want to invest in gold yourself. So without further ado, I want to jump right into this video and talk about this investment right now. On BusinessInsider.com, we can see that the company that Warren Buffett bought was called Barrick Gold, which is a Canadian-based gold mining factory and company, which surged about 12% after Berkshire Hathaway purchased a pretty big stock in the company. So if we look down on the website, let's look at the brass tacks. While not a big investment for Warren Buffett, this is still $202 billion that he invested in, and this is a huge significant development because Warren Buffett has bashed gold for about 6 decades, has not a good investment, and has pretty much changed his course of action here. So this is a very, very important signal for you as an investor to pay attention to. And I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, why Warren Buffett is buying gold and whether gold is a good investment. So let's look more into this company right now. So if we look actually more into the company profile that Warren Buffett invested in, we can see that Barrick Gold Corporation is a Canadian-based company principally engaged in the production and sale of gold and copper. Copper is very expensive these days and used in a lot of productions and factories. The company has operating mines in development and projects in the United States, Canada, South America, Australia, and Africa. The photo here is the Pueblo Viejo in Latin America, which is very interesting to me in general because the company is based on the sales and harvesting of gold and new gold to come. So it's not just like Warren Buffett is just investing in a commodity of gold. He's basing it on one of the biggest gold mining companies. And this is very important for you as a savvy investor to pay attention to because Warren Buffett is no longer just dumping all of his money in Coca-Cola and Heinz ketchup. He's buying a lot of stocks and technology, fresh hot IPOs, and gold mining companies such as Barrick Gold. So let's look more on what the actual motives are for Mr. Buffett and what he's seeing in the market. So folks, this is crazy. Gold is reaching around $2,000 again, and it's no surprise to me why Warren Buffett is diversifying a small amount of his portfolio into a gold mining company. So here's the company's profile, Barrick Gold, on Yahoo Finance. As we can see, it's around all-time highs in terms of 2020, around $30, and it has a pretty stable PTE ratio, which I mentioned in the last video is his profits versus his earnings, which is around 12%, which is a pretty stable company. Not a lot of volatility and not a lot of movement, per se, for example, like a Tesla. And it does pay a modest 1.07% dividend, which is not that bad. This is interesting to me because Warren Buffett has bashed gold as not a good investment for decades. I wanted to share with you guys an old clip of just a few years ago of him bashing gold.
I will guarantee you that farmland over 100 years is going to be gold, and so are equities.
Why do you think gold bugs get so irate? Because they really come out.
Yeah, it's very interesting. If you go on CNBC and say that bonds are kind of a poor investment, people don't get mad at you. You don't even hear from the Treasury. I mean, you can knock almost any investment, and people may get a little irritated. But when you talk about gold, and of course that says something about their motivations for ownership. They want people to agree with them. They want everybody to get so scared they run to a cave with gold. And caves might be a better investment than gold. I mean, at least they're not producing more caves all the time. So They want people to be as afraid as they are, because that's what's going to produce an increase in prices. Incidentally, they're right to be afraid of paper money. I mean, they have their basic premise that paper money around the world is going to get worth less and less and less over time is absolutely correct.
You just disagree with the investment theory beyond that.
Yeah. Where they run from that, and they should run from it, is where, in my view, they make the mistake. But they have a correct basic premise.
So folks, this is insane because Warren Buffett has bashed gold in the media for decades, and I think now sees a pattern in gold as a long-term, very in-demand currency and investment. So I know these charts are very boring, but I want to show you the price of gold adjusted to inflation throughout the last few decades. We can see during 2020, with the US printing trillions of dollars of fiat currency, which is not backed by gold anymore, we see the price of gold skyrocketing to around $2,000. And throughout different times of economic uncertainty, including 9/11, which we saw a pretty good rise of gold after that, and a very, very important date to pay attention to, which is 1971. Let me find it. 1971, we were still backed by gold, and then we were taken off the gold standard, which basically backs the Benjamins and dollar bills you see all the time. We were backed by gold, and now we're not backed by gold. We're backed by fiat currency. So if we see after the US dollar was taken off the gold standard, inflation hit a pretty big rate, and then boom, we see gold surging to over $2,000. And that is significant because it's undeniable the relationship between inflation and gold. So Mr. Warren Buffett, I think, in my opinion, sees this. And you guys should pay attention to this too, because inflation and gold investing is very interlocked. So I wanted to share with you guys news right off the press that the Federal Reserve Bank is agreeing to keep interest rates almost to zero for the foreseeable future. And this is interesting to me because they're printing trillions of dollars of fiat currency, and that'll inevitably lead to inflation. And I think Warren Buffett sees this and is putting two and two together and sees inflation as a thing to come in the US economy. So I think Warren Buffett and others see gold as a good hedge against inflation and a good place to put your money during uncertain economic times. I'm not telling you to put all your money in gold, but if you do remember my old video, I do tell you the rules of 1/3 investing and how elites and really famous investors throughout history have invested in real property from gold, art, real estate, and other tangible properties. Whew, that was a lot of ground we covered. So that's going to wrap up my video on Warren Buffett buying gold of Barrick Gold. And I really want you guys to share with me in the comments below what you think, whether gold is a good or bad investment. And I'll leave with you guys one quote from the Oracle of Omaha himself: "The more you learn, the more you earn." I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel, Big G Finance and Investments. Ciao.